Hey, you're watching Vinyl 4 Miles. Today we're looking at a new way to light up your vinyl collection with Vylumi. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Michael. This is Vinyl 4 Miles. What we do here is vinyl, audio gear, music gear, anything having to do with my hobbies, I'm on top of it. Today we're looking at a new innovative way to light up your vinyl collection. Now we've covered all kinds of different ways of storing, protecting, and displaying your records. I haven't quite had a product on here that lights up your records. If you're like me, when you get a new pressing or a custom variant, you hold it up to a bright light or you hold it up to the sun to kind of see all of the details in that pressing. With Vylumi, you no longer have to do that. If you're into taking Instagram, TikTok, Facebook photos of your records and sharing them with your friends, especially the rare variants and pressings, you no longer have to bend over backwards to get all of the details of the swirls, colors, even sometimes hidden sparkles or whatever is inside the pressing that you're trying to show off. Vylumi gives you a LED platform to safely put your record on here, light it up, and there's all kinds of different settings that you can go through, including changing the color of the record, which is just crazy, having your record dance to different types of music. Like there's all kinds of stuff you can do with this system. So what we have here is there's two models. We have the base model and we have the pro model. So I'm gonna go over the features and benefits of each one, and I'm gonna share with you guys some really cool, unique pressings that this system really gives you a shocking before and after of. All right, so to start off, we're gonna do the base model, and the record I picked here is from Zao. If you are a fan of metalcore, particularly late 90s metalcore, you may be familiar with these guys. This is, I think it's their third album. It's called Save Yourself From Hell. The pressing right here looks like it's on black, so not a whole lot going on here. However, once you put this on the Vylumi system, I'm gonna show you exactly why this system is so cool. So you stick the spindle hole directly on the mount, and then with the base model, you're gonna get the remote right here, turn it on, and look at that. So here you go, I kind of had to turn some of the lights off to pick it up on the camera. But you can see with the light off, it looks like a black variant, but when you turn it on, it's this red marble kind of evil looking record. Something you would never really know unless you held this thing up to light or if you put it on a Vylumi system like this. So as I mentioned with the base model, there are some limitations, particularly with the brightness. It looks pretty cool if you're in a dark room, but if you're in a bright room, I don't think the base model quite gets as bright as you need it to for darker records. If you have a lighter, clear record, it's gonna definitely come through. But if you're going for the more dark variants like this, I would highly recommend getting the Pro model. So that's the basis of it. Here's what it looks like with the record off. Looks like a nice illuminated LED light panel. It's actually very similar to what I use to light up my studio. So here is what the Vylumi looks like. You can take it off, you can mount it on your wall. It comes with a stand here. Now the stand is my only complaint. This is the stand that it comes with. It's kind of finicky. I've had it fall over on me a couple times. I actually had it fall over while I was shooting this. The best thing to do is kind of spread it open and just balance the light on the stand itself. All right, so now that we have the base model out of the way, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the Pro model. So we have the Pro model here, same thing. You can mount this on a wall. There is a lot of stuff you can do with the back of it. Put a two-sided tape on there, put it on your wall, mount it anywhere you want, make a custom stand for it. It does come with the same stand. And then it does have controls on the cable itself right here. I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna use the remote. So that's the biggest thing that you have between the two. This one has app support. It has a remote. You can use your phone to connect and control the lights, but it's also much brighter. So why don't we go ahead and turn this one on? So this is Vandaliers. This is their newest album. And this one, if you turn the light off, it looks like a blue color with some red splatter. I think it was called Blood Splatter, something like that. But if you turn it on and change the color to red, it kind of changes the entire appearance of this album. So the controls on here are pretty cool. You have a RGB icon here, so you can turn it from red, green, blue. If you want to change it around, that easy. Then we have mode down here, speed, dim, and color. So if we dim it all the way down, turn the light all the way up, it gets pretty bright. It can also do nighttime. So if you put it on sleep mode, there's all kinds of cool things you can do with that. It can also do music mode. So if you're playing some music or if you hear my voice here, it's moving along with the sound of my voice. It can go with the beat. So there's all kinds of cool different things you can do. You can set it to cycle through different colors, like it's gonna do here. It's gonna start swapping through colors, which is pretty cool. I've been using it in the background of my videos, and I've gotten quite a few comments. People ask me, hey, what's that light in your background? It looks pretty cool. This record here is actually damaged, so I keep it on here at all times. It's just a nice accent in my room, kind of lights up things. So before I give you my final thoughts and takeaways of this actual product, I wanna show you guys some really cool releases that were sent to me from Enjoy the Ride Records. So the first album I'm gonna pop on here and show you guys the cool variant is Harvard. This is from Enjoy the Ride Records. Harvard's album, The Inevitable and I. This is actually an older album. I think they even changed their name from Harvard to HVRAD or something like that, because I think Harvard University had a lawsuit with them. But you can see here, this is a really cool print. These swirls on here are glossed, and then the rest of the album is actually matte, so. Has a really cool effect to it. And it also comes on this really nice blue cloudy swirl. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the pressing without Vylumi. Here's what it looks like. Looks pretty cool on its own. Blue with some clear swirl in there. Now that definitely pops now. Let's go ahead and make it red. That looks pretty rad. Green, blue, and you can kind of cycle through different colors on here. I think I like this one the best so far. It's kind of like an orange color in the background. Very cool. So if you want to, have a double LP like this, you can put one record on the turntable, put the other one here, kind of display it while you're playing your album. If you guys are into like post-hardcore alternative, a little bit of emo, you're definitely gonna like Harvard. This pressing is super cool. Not only the pressing, but actually the print itself is really awesome, a lot of attention to detail. I highly recommend getting this. The link's gonna be in the bio. So the second album we're gonna check out is Out of Service, The Ground Beneath Me. This was another one sent to me from Enjoy the Ride Records. Now this album really reminds me of Brand New. So we're gonna put this one on. If you guys are a fan of Brand New, you're definitely gonna like these guys. This one's a half and half, so it's half black, half clear. I wanna see how this is gonna look. This should look interesting. So there you go. Once it's on the Vylumi system, let's turn the brightness all the way up. There you go, look at that. That's kind of looks like a yin yang or something like that. If we were to go to different colors, it just completely changes the color because it's clear. Purple actually looks really cool. This is with some effects on it, changing through the different colors. So you can kind of see how this will look in your room. And you know what? The final album that Enjoy the Ride Records sent to me to display is this really cool aerobic national championship album. If you guys are a fan of Key and Peele, they have a little bit that they do aerobics to this song. Very funny, you gotta check it out. This one, however, is not transparent, so it's not gonna look very good on the Vylumi system. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this entire system? Now, it's really cool. I've never seen anything like this. These are handmade. So when you order one, it's not like these are sitting, out of production, ready to ship. Most of these are handmade. He's doing all this by himself. He came up with the design, gets the materials by himself, so it's not cheap. So this one's gonna cost you about 120 bucks for the Pro model, and this one's gonna cost you about 59 for the base model. I highly recommend going with the Pro model if you plan on utilizing this. If you have a lot of clear and transparent records, the base model is gonna do just fine. But the Pro, you get all the cool lights, it can go to music, you can have different sequences, control it with your phone. There's all kinds of different options with this, and it's a lot brighter. The other thing is this does not protect your record from the elements, so dust will get on your record if you leave it on here. This album was actually a defect, so there's some scratches on it, but it's a really cool pressing, so I'm just keeping it on here permanently as like my background light. If I'm working in here at night, I kind of turn this on. It gives me like some really cool vibes, musical vibes in the room, if you want to put it that way. However, if you're putting your good records on here, there's no protection. So it's not gonna get scratched up touching the back of this or anything like that, because the mounting bracket, it gives you like a millimeter between the light and the record itself. But if there's a way to protect it, I think it would be much better if you had like a little clear sleeve you could put on top of this, and then hey, I have one of my good records on here. It's not gonna get a bunch of dust on it. It's not gonna get damaged in case something falls over on it. And I think they are actually working on something like that. On their website right now, there's a pre-order section. It's called Vylumi Vault with 7-inch and 10-inch adapter rings. I think that is a protective, it is. So it's a clear protective sleeve that goes on top of here to protect your records. And it comes with adapters, so you can put 7 and 10-inch records on here too. But aside from that, this thing is rad. I'm gonna mount it on the wall. I'm gonna get my phone connected to it. This is gonna definitely be something that will be in my studio. You're gonna see it in the background of a lot of videos coming up here pretty soon. Had a lot of great feedback on it. And both of these models really are worth the money. Again, these are handmade. You're not buying these from someone who's making them in a sweatshop in China. This is from someone's actual house who's building it with materials by hand. And overall, just a really cool product. I'm putting the links below to Vylumi if you guys wanna check it out. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I'd be glad to answer. Thanks so much. Huge shout out to Enjoy the Ride Records for sending me that care pack. I showed you guys Hugo and the Cube soundtrack in my last video I did last month. These were the rest of the remaining products that they sent me. If you have not checked out Enjoy the Ride Records, please check them out. They also sell Vylumi, and they promote Vylumi on enjoytheriderecords.com as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Thanks.